5 aircraft that are in need of a BR change after the decompression happened. Hello guys, once again it's Matt. Thank you all the members and patrons, make sure to subscribe. And here it is, 5 aircraft that I think deserves a new BR in the jets, of course, because that's where the decompression happened, right? That I think are missing some things that it's kind of complicated. Well, the first thing is that decompression opens up a lot of new possibilities. So the first thing is that, of course, the decompressions help with people not suffering so much while facing up tiers and stuff. And of course, the aircraft that are doing the up tiers, they can always be fixed with some slight adjustments and some introduction of new missiles maybe, or weapon systems and stuff, to actually be able to fight an upper tier without too much trouble. Okay, so the decompression really helps in all sorts of things, right? So let's start with some examples. The first one is, or the first and second, to be honest, are two F-14s, both of the F-14s that we have in the game. Both of them, I think, are deserving of a new BR. And it's not because they are just stomping everybody, but because there are possibilities of them being better than what they are right now and still be balanced in a certain way. So the F-14A, for example, is at 12.3, right? It is a very, very low BR, guys. This thing can face like early MiG-23s, MiG-21s, FREs, stuff like that, right? And it's not really fair, because if you've seen my video, it's very easy to get more than 5 kills, 8 kills with these things, and they're just too good, to be honest. A 12.7 BR would fix it, but then we have a problem. 12.7, first of all, would be the same BR as the F-14B, and second is that 12.7 might see top tier from time to time. So the F-14A, I think, should not stay at 12.3 because it really is that good right now. If you know what you're doing, it can destroy teams. But 12.7 can be too problematic for it. So why not add it to a 12.7, see if it suffers, if it gets too much stuff, and then add the AIM-9L to it. Yes, the AIM-9L, a missile that was introduced shortly after the F-14 got introduced into service, kinda, you know, a couple of years later, something like that. So, and it was a missile that was used in the F-14, so it makes sense, right? So it's something that would fix the third generations that are facing a fourth generation that can stomp everybody, and then fixing the problem of these early fourth generation facing from time to time the early or the top tiers, right? Would it be the perfect aircraft? No. But there are some rules that are here and there that would prevent it to be completely destroyed, but the AIM-9L would help with that. Another one is, as I was saying, another F-14. The F-14B, if the A got to 12.7, I think it would be fair so that the B could actually be at 13.0, but obviously not alone with just a BR increase. Because although I think it's alright, I think it's good, you know, maybe an AIM-9M would actually be helping the aircraft there. A lot of aircraft from these BRs already receive these types of missiles depending on performance and stuff. And F-14 doesn't have any Fox 3s. The Sparrows are problematic. I mean, it does have the Fox 3s, right? The AIM-54, but the Sparrows cannot do very well against the modern Fox 3s. So an AIM-9M at 13.0 would basically mean that the F-14 would be on par with something like the F-15 in performance of missiles, making sure that it is kind of balanced, and it would make a lot of sense in my opinion. So both of the F-14s getting a new missile while getting a bump up in BR so that they don't stomp the third generations in the lower ranks. It's a small change, but it would make kind of a difference. The third one is the Mirage 2000. This is a weird aircraft as well. I still believe that it deserves to be a 12.7. Right now, if you go play with the 2000 CS5 and CS4, they are 12.3 aircraft. And just like the F-14A, they face a lot of third generations. The thing is that this aircraft is one of the best dogfighters in the game, you know, and uses one of the best missiles in the game, the MatAWG 2. So facing third generation jets, kind of a stretch, in my opinion, right? So just like any initial F-16 or MiG-29, why not be 12.7? 12.7 would be, I think, the correct BR. I mean, the problem with it is that it has a lack of more missiles, you know, so it only carries 4 missiles. And the Super 530, although being worse than the R-27ER in general, and in general as well worse than the Sparrow in certain areas, the MatAWG is a way better missile than the A9L and the R60M normally, right? So it would basically be a choice that you have to make, you know. The Mirage would be having the best IR missiles, while the MiG-29 and F-16 would have the best, you know, Sparrow missiles or slightly better IR missiles or anything like that. I mean, the ones that have the Sparrows are normally 13.0, right? But you know what I mean, like the Block 10 and of course the nets, for example. I mean, they're 13.0, the Block 10 is at 12.7, so it depends on the jet, but you know what I mean, right? So it would be basically a choice between those. Of course, I mean, removal of the R27ER for the MiG-29, addition of the R73, those are things that should be discussed as well, right? Maybe being at 13.0 with R73s but without the R27s, I don't know. But still, this is another aircraft. We're talking about the Mirage. Together with that, I mean, combined with the flight model of a dogfighter and being one of the best jets in the game for that, you really shouldn't be fighting too many third generation jets. So 12.7s, I think it would be, a 12.7 BR would be very good for this aircraft. For the fourth one, we talk about another jet that could receive a buff on the terms of weapon systems, but also an increase in BR. The AK-141. The AK-141 is another one that it's at 12.7. I think it's barely fine, you know, it's okay. I think it's alright in the way that it is right now. It can be OP depending on the matchmaking that you have, but also not as OP as a 12.3 F-14 and 12.3 Mirage 2000. It is already at 12.7, right? But it has 4 R27s and a very good radar, so I don't know, and the flight performance is pretty good. So what I would like to see in this aircraft is, since this aircraft was planned to actually use these missiles, add the R73 and add the R77 to it, and of course bump its BR to on the very least at 13.3, the same as the SMT or something like that, right? Of course, it wouldn't have a lot of missiles. It would have just like 4 R77s or 2 R77s, 2 R73s or 4 R73s. But still, with the performance that he outperforms the MiG-29 in a turn right now, and with the radar that he has and stuff, he would be a perfect 13.3, and it would make third generations be a little bit less likely to see them, if there is any third generations that see these 12.7s, you know. It would help with that. No, like there are some like the F4J and stuff, but there are not that many, so yeah, it would help with that, and it would be more fun. So it's an opportunity for the Yak to be a little bit more fun as well. And then the last one that is also something that the decompression also brought, and as I was saying, I mean, it's not only, you know, ending the suffering of lower rank aircraft, it's helping some aircraft to actually be able to be used in their full potential. The AK-141 was like that, the F-14B, F-14A is a little bit like that, but especially the F-16 MLU and the F-16 ADFs, the Block 15s, you know, onwards, the F-16As that are still at 13.0. We talk about the ADF, as I said, the MLU, all of them should be receiving M120s, in my opinion, and A9Ms, and of course be bumped to the very least 13.3. These would also be a lot more fun than what they are right now. They already face top tiers anyway, and they do have the possibility of carrying M120s for an easy grind for a person that really wants an M120 Fox 3 launcher top tier aircraft and already have these aircraft, you know. So it would make sense, it would be more fun, and it would basically feel the potential that these aircraft should actually be feeling, right? They would still have a worse radar than the sea. They would still have their differences, but at the end of the day, I still believe that they deserve a little bit of love. Okay, guys, these are it. These are 5 ones that they're not necessarily for balance, but more for fun and a little bit of balance as well together, you know, not just for one thing. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think, and let me know in the comments any other suggestions that you would you like to see in the game implemented as a BR change in the upper tiers. See you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, and bye.